guys, welcome to our 1 p.m. live. I figured as we're waiting for a few people to pop on, I'll show you guys the softball office. This is where Kellen, she's got the glass desk. Annie's got the big dog desk over there. And Arista's desk has all the sticky notes. But since my desk isn't in here, the most important thing is the boss chair. This is where I like to come hang out. It's extra special. Maybe I'll show you guys tomorrow. See if we can find Kellen. Kellen,
Yeah,
you ready to roll?
ready to roll.
They got to see the boss chair
You got to see the boss chair and the office.
and your office.
Did you notice whose desk was the cleanest? That's my point. But yeah, the boss chair is super comfy. Coach Annie graciously donated that to our office, and although it says the boss, sometimes we have such a nice boss that she lets her employees sit in that chair. Just really important that we tuck it back in, right? Any chair that you sit in, make sure you tuck it back in. A good lesson there. Little nugget. All right. Welcome everybody again. It's kind of crazy that today's Thursday when I think about it. We were just talking today. The days seem to go by fast, but the week's a little slow, and it's hard. You know, we're so fortunate to get to see each other this week. And I know you all are missing your teammates, I'm sure, and your friends. So welcome back. Thanks again for taking time to spend with us here on our defensive segment, and hope you enjoyed the 10 o'clock session with Coach Annie on offense. Great job, Coach Annie, again, on that toe touch heel plant. Our focus today, we are going to finish with our third B, which is backup. Again, these are balls hit and play, right? First thing everybody's going to ask themselves is, can I field the ball, right? Can I get to that ball? All right, if they can't, infielders are going to say, what bag do I have to cover, right? And if they don't have a bag to cover, that leaves a backup. Everybody, every single person on the field has a responsibility and a place to be when the ball is put in play, all right? Let's not get caught spectating, as so many coaches put it. I'm sure you've heard that in your career. But if not, really important that you know where you need to be when you need to be there. All right, so real simple. This is going to be quick, right? This isn't going to be a long conversation. Don't really have drills, but please don't let that think that it's not important, because it's probably one of the most important pieces of our game is making sure you're at your backup. And nobody knows if you're at your backup until things go wrong and you're not there, right? Like example, right fielder, which Coach Annie, love the shout out to right field. I was right fielder as well. Spent a lot of time running back and forth, backing up first base, right? That one time you're not there, guess what? That runner potentially ends up on third base. And we all know the importance of 60 feet, all right? So make sure you don't get caught spectating and be where you need to be, okay? So that being said, yes, question.
We have a question I think she's tried to ask quite a few times, but I keep missing it.
Oh.
Is, will we have any pitching sessions?
Oh, goodness. Yes, we appreciate your persistence because, you know, those princesses in the circle are important. We like to tease pitchers. That is in the works. We're not 100% sure, but we will definitely let you know as soon as we have something locked in to go over pitching, and I appreciate you tuning in and learning other things about the game, and again, we'll let you know. Any other questions?
Lots of people hopping on.
Okay.
Maddie says, hey now, with the little princess emoji.
Well, Coach Maddie, you know how badly I want to learn how to pitch, so I can't wait for you to teach me.
All right.
Well, I hope everybody's having a good day, right? Like, I know this week's weather hasn't been like last week's, right? But again, like controlling the controllables right now, such a lesson, right? Like, can't control that we have to stay at home, can't control the weather, you know, can't control that I can't see my friends, a lot of things, right? So just really try hard to focus on things that you can control. and have a little fun, right? We're here having a lot of fun with you, sharing some stuff. Hopefully you can take a break, or if you're feeling bored, like do some of these things that, some of the drills that we talk about this week and in future weeks. We'll keep going. We'll make sure you're entertained. Okay, so backups, okay, simple. 3 positions are responsible for backing up, okay? 3 positions, the pitcher, the catcher, and outfielders. Okay, those are it. All right, so when we're talking, start with our pitchers. Okay, when we are talking about our pitchers, excuse me, pardon my handwriting again, lefty, but I'm gonna be drawing bigger, so hopefully you can see the diamond. All right, so we've got our pitcher, home plate, and third base. Okay. Most importantly, pitcher's responsibility to back up, it's either third or home. That's it. Okay, don't get confused with, not gonna be going over to first base. Okay, you're either gonna be backing up third or the plate. Now the route in which you take to back up either of those, simple. You wanna think about splitting those 2 positions, going straight between. That way you can cover either. If the play switches, if the backup starts at third base, you can easily get to the plate. Okay, last piece or last nugget of information for all our pitchers backing up is we want to make sure and have our back to the fence. Okay, I'm not gonna do a stick. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not a drawer. Okay, so make sure you have your back to the fence so that you're seeing everything in front of you. Again, the backup might change, so can't have your back to the ball, right? That would do us no good. We wouldn't be in the position that we need to be in. Okay, then we go to catchers. Okay, let me just do something real quick for us. All right, catchers, guess what? Make that batter feel so dumb by number 1, beating them down the line. Like, think about it. Think how embarrassed. Put yourself in a batter's shoes and the catcher actually beats you to first base. That's pretty embarrassing. Don't be that hitter. All right, so catcher's first goal, try real hard. Go ahead and talk some trash. I think Coach Shauna did that one time. Said she almost beat somebody down the line. Really embarrassing, but what a great goal to go after. Every time, backing up first base, trying to beat that batter.
Key is almost.
Key is almost.
Yeah, not that fast.
All right, once again, the path that we take, okay, as catchers, we want to get to the fence as quickly as possible and then follow it up. Okay, going to the fence first and then following up to first base. Now, dugouts, right? Both sides, always openings in those dugouts. The third and most important focus for a catcher's backup responsibility is to cover that opening, right? We all know what happens if the ball gets in the dugout. It's an extra base. Extra 60 feet and scoring position, right? That's what we're trying to do with any of these backups is minimize, stop the bleeding, something else you might have heard before, right? Stop the bleeding. Our players in front of us our infielders might make mistakes, but we want to minimize those and make sure that's all they get. That's all the other team gets. Any questions? Yeah.
We have a question. When does a pitcher cover third?
When does a pitcher cover third?
So we're talking about backups right now.
Yeah, right.
So maybe your drawing looks like, no, she's going between them.
I'm going between, so.
On a bunt.
Yeah.
If third base gets the ball. That's pretty much the only time.
Good question. Yeah. So what I'm referring to is obviously backing up, but maybe possibly a bunt. They'd have to cover third. Any other question about backups?
Any other questions?
Wait for it. Any likes? Anything fun? Anything happening fun in people's days today?
Classroom sessions are the best.
Students of the game. We are students of the game. Love it. Okay. If there's no more nothing else, okay, we'll finish with our third position of backups, which is the outfield. Okay, there are outfielders I mean, that is really a big part of our responsibility, right? Of course, we don't field the ball. We have somewhere to be. We have a backup position to be in, okay? The challenge, think about math. Ugh, not a huge math fan, not very good at it, but geometry, right? Think about angles. We talk a lot about angles in our game, okay? Outfielders should think about angles when they're backing up wherever the throw is coming from, right? I need to be in line, okay, with that throw first and foremost. Now, understand it might change. I get that, all right? But you have to have awareness, right? Using your eyes and your vision to make sure you put yourself in the best line possible to be in that spot, to be in that correct backup position, okay? The second piece of an outfield backup that's really important that I see different in a lot of places is the distance that we have between where we're backing up and where the play is being made, right? Sounds simple, but all too often I see outfielders either too close to the play in front of them with no ability to react if the throw was errant, versus or an outfielder too far away, right? And allowing the runners to just keep advancing because they're having to come in really hard because they've created too much distance on their backup. Any other questions? I think for now, those are the three positions that are responsible for backing up. Okay, we've got ball in play with our 3 Bs, which are number 1, ball, number 2, base, and number 3, backup. Yes, fire away.
We got a question. Says, what do you think about outfielders always expecting the infield to miss the ball so they are more proactive?
I think that's exactly how we should approach it, right? And in fact, Coach Sean and I were talking before we started, and again, as an outfielder, you've watched your teammates in front of you make amazing plays, right? So many make the routine plays, all right? We always want to hope for the best, right? We always want to hope that our teammates succeed and make the play, but we have to plan for the worst, right? In the event that they don't make it, we're there. Again, we're a team sport. That's what's awesome about it. We're there to pick them up.
We got another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to try and make a risky play or just get the ball to the pitcher?
Risky play, meaning it's hard to, again, with communication this way, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by risky play.
Depends on the situation, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does, right? There's a lot of, with these questions often, right, they're not black and white. Our game is not quite as black and white. It depends on what's the score, right? Where are we in the game? What inning? Are we late? Are we deep in the game? Or is it early? I mean, that kind of dictates how much risk you're going to take.
Someone says I ignored the question, but I've just missed it.
We try really hard.
It says, would you encourage your outfielders to call off middle infielders on a short ball to the outfield when middle infield is going back on the outfield is coming in?
Always easier for the majority of players to come in on the ball. We talked, when we talked about our first B of ball, we want ball-hungry ball players, right? Like, so outfielders, right? You're coming in hard, hoping to make that catch, right? But you have to communicate. We didn't really talk about communication. Well, we did with pre-pitch communication, right? But the ball in play, we've got to read for ourselves, be aggressive, read for ourselves, and once we know we can get that, call the ball, right? And that will help the infield. The infielders, right, are taught to go back hard, equally as we're coming in hard, all right? But I want outfielders taking any ball they can that they have to come in for that's got some height to it, right? All depends on what type of ball that's hit shallow. Good question. Always good.
We got a question. It says, can catchers cover any other bases besides first? Besides one?
No. But I didn't specify, right? Like, so pitchers have 2 backup positions to cover. Catchers, first base. That's it. Trying to simplify.
Mary McTwo's question. Oh no, it's rolling away. Oh, I can go back. When does a catcher back up first?
When?
When?
When the ball, when the batter, right, ground ball to the infield, that's when they're backing up. Okay, so again, the whole idea of beating that runner is because there's a play being made at first base.
So Mary, I'll try and go a little more detail for this outie up here. Is nobody on base? We're backing up first. Runner at 1, ball hitting the infield. We're backing up first. Other than that, we're staying home and protecting the plate. Hopefully that helps.
Mary's got great questions.
Always.
Thinking. Anything else? You know, this morning when we all talked, we like food. Most softball players enjoy food. So we shared today what we had for lunch. A lot of tuna fish salad sandwiches happening. We even talked about maybe having an episode of how to create and make the best PB&J, right? Like, again, let us know if there's something you want us to talk about. We miss you guys. We miss everybody. I hope everybody's doing well, and continue to share these, right, with your friends or anybody else that you know is interested in learning more about the game.
Carly says that there's 2 more questions.
Oh.
One says, do you have a system for handling Texas leaguers? Pop-ups in those Bermuda triangles.
A system. Again, this is... our system is we want the outfielder taking that ball, right? Assuming, again, the Texas leaguer has some air, right? It's a type of ball that has some air underneath it, right? Outfielders, the athletes on the field, right, should be able to get that ball.
The athletes on the field, huh?
Yep, that's right.
Lefty Lawrence back with a question. When there's a pickle happening and there's no one covering a bag, but there's an outfielder,
what's her
should they just receive the ball where they are because outies aren't supposed to cover?
Right. I mean, and every coach is different with this. My philosophy is an outfielder should never be in a position to cover a bag. That leaves us very vulnerable, right, to a potential inside the park, or who knows, right? I mean, we are, as outfielders, the last line of defense. So we take that away by covering a base, which we never do, right? And we risk a disastrous, right? Again, kind of talking about backing up is stopping the bleeding.
You got a hello from Barcelona.
Barcelona. I love Barcelona.
Have you been there?
Went there. I'm not going to tell you what number birthday it was, but I've only been out of the country once, and it was to Barcelona and Madrid. And what a beautiful country. What beautiful people. Thank you so much. I hope you're healthy. And thanks for joining us.
Let's see. Is there any more? Do you consider yourself a softball player? Saying you play any base, utility player.
Do you consider yourself a softball player playing any base? Not quite sure. Utility player?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a question. Maybe they're talking to someone else.
I think utility...
I don't know if they're making this stuff up, but it says hi from Poland.
Let's go back to utility player real quick. I love utility players. Anytime you have an opportunity to play another position, and it helps you learn the game, right? We talk about walking in another person's shoes. Well, you have that opportunity when you're a utility player. I think it really helps your game knowledge overall, as opposed to some players that are, in one position for their entire career. It's one thing that Softball University does that I love, right? When we train everybody that comes for all the positions, right? So you get an idea of where your strengths lie because you learn all the positions, not just I'm this position only.
You also got a hi from California.
Huh? Cali.
Gonna have our Cali peeps on next week.
SoCal or NorCal? I mean, that's the question, right?
All right.
Cool. Well, it's a highlight of my day, getting to spend, this time with you all. Friday, we'll wrap up my portion of defense on post play. Again, it's a conversation, so we won't be demoing, but we'll just go through some of the mental checks that you need post play, just like we did with pre-pitch communication. Any other questions?
We had one last one, and you were a college coach, so I feel like you could answer this. If you're a pinch runner, would you even be useful for college softball?
Oh, goodness. Yes. We got to work on some self-talk. Yeah. You never know when your number's going to be called. And you never know what role you're going to play or how important that role is, right? Until you're asked. So absolutely, again, on all of my teams, whoever it was that came out of the dugout as a pinch runner owned it because they knew they're a potential run, right? So everybody, a bullpen catcher plays a significant role in getting that next pitcher, that relief pitcher, ready to go for the game. I mean, that's a huge responsibility and role. So it's really important. And understand that your roles aren't defined every year, right? Like they can change, but you have to understand the importance of all of the roles we take, including being a pinch runner. Absolutely. Great question. Keep working hard. Try to have some fun. Keep studying. Keep staying healthy. Keep social distancing. And we will see you